Hey everyone, this is Bridgette Raes and I'm back with a stylish tip for you this week. And this week I want to talk about how to travel in style this holiday season. You may not know this, but more than 90 million people will travel 50 miles or more this holiday season. That is a lot of people, and many will be doing it by flying. Now, you may not know this about me, but I used to fly a lot. I mean, I'm talking a lot, like 30 flights in a month. A lot, and I did that several times a year, and needless to say, it was pretty grueling. But I did learn along the way how to be a pretty efficient packer and how to make myself feel and look good on all of those flights. And this week, what I want to talk about is how you can do that too, how you too can travel in style this holiday. My first bit of advice for you is what you're wearing. I think that jeans can be an obvious one, but really they're not that comfortable. And if you have a long flight, you can either do leggings or you can look for something like a pair of ponte pants that are more tailored, but they're still comfortable. You may not want to be a schlub on a flight with a pair of sweatpants. So this will give you that alternative of comfort as well as style. Next, don't be that guy on the TSA line. Don't be the person unlacing your shoes. It's pointless. Make sure you always have easy on, easy off shoes. You don't want to have to lace them. And a lot of times you don't even really have the hands to be able to sit down and put your shoes on. You just want to go through there, slip your shoes off, slip them back on, and keep going. Make sure you have a pair of easy on, easy off shoes. The next thing that is crucial, I have never flown without one, a large scarf. It is impossible to get a blanket on a flight. Forget it. It's also impossible to get a pillow. The great thing about a pashmina is it can be a pillow if you scrunch it up. It can be a blanket if you get cold. It's something that you might need once you get off your flight as a scarf. It's just something that is a great thing to serve many different functions. So definitely have one, and make sure it doesn't wrinkle. Make sure it's one that you can scrunch up in a ball and it'll still be good after you're done using it that way. The next thing, a cardigan. Flights change temperature. You can get on a flight and it could be like 90 degrees. It's like the Sahara Desert in there, right? And then the next thing you know, they're blasting the air conditioning. You have icicles hanging off your nose. The good thing about layers, especially a cardigan, is that you can bundle up if you need to, and you can also take it off versus having something like really heavy on that you're stuck wearing. So I highly recommend a good cardigan that you could probably even just throw into your your carry-on luggage. The next thing, if you get cold, back to that easy on, easy off shoe thing. So you may be wearing a pair of ballerina flats, but now your feet are freezing. Something that I never traveled without was a small pair of socks that I could take my shoes off and I could put them on if I needed a little bit more warmth. It took up virtually no space in my bag, and they were always there. And the great thing too is if you take your shoes off because your feet swell, you can always put some socks on and keep yourself toasty warm. The next thing, I think you have to travel with a pair of sunglasses for a few reasons. Number one, you're going to look horrible probably if you're on a long flight. You get off, you just don't want to look at anyone that has how badly you look. The next thing, it's great for natural cabin dimming. If you want to take a nap, those cabins can be very bright. And the last reason I really like sunglasses, between you and me, if you get that chatty neighbor who just wants to talk the whole entire time, just stick your sunglasses on. Maybe your headphones too. And he'll more likely leave you alone than if you're sitting there and you're on his radar screen. Lastly, this is just something that I strongly stand by having. I think it's really important to have hand moisturizer. Now, something that I always did was your hands can get really dry on a flight. Always really slather it on right before you're taking off, but rub it into your cuticles. Really rub it in, because your fingers are going to get so dry on the flight, especially if you use hand sanitizer, which I highly recommend, because we all know those airplane bathrooms are like petri dishes. So always have some hand moisturizer. The last tip is to make sure that you don't wear anything with a lot of buckles or ties in the back. You're going to be sitting for a while. And also, if you have long hair, to think about where you're placing your ponytail or your bun if you're putting it up, because if you wear it too low, you're not gonna be able to rest your head. Or if you have something in the back of your in the back part of your clothing, it's going to be uncomfortable. So always think about what things are going on in the back so that you can relax on your flight. So with that, you should be able to travel well this holiday season, and I hope these tips were helpful. Have a great week, and I'll chat with you next week.